Good morning, everyone. How's it going? How's it going? A little off topic this morning about if you looked at the thumbnail or the title. Well, it's a little off topic as far as I'm concerned, and as far as libertarianism is concerned. But I just think it's an important, I just follow my heart. If my heart tells me to talk about something, and if a topic or a subject keeps coming up in my mind, I just feel like that's God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, telling me that this is what you need to talk about. So I'm going to talk about the thin red line, the science of racism. Of course, there's no science behind racism. That was just kind of a hook to get you all to pay attention. But there is a science behind the stupidity of racism. So that's what I want to get into real quick and early. Shouldn't take me that long. Allow people to come in and join and see if we have some other stuff to talk about. I mean, we do. Trump and Melania have been diagnosed with COVID-19, and then the responses from both sides in reference to that, stuff like that. Other stuff that's going on. We can talk about. I do want to, if my India folks is here today. Hey, Phil Steele, what's going on? I would like to get into. I haven't looked at it this morning. I haven't had a chance, but I want to look and see what the status is on the conflict between China and India. That's something that I'm watching very closely, even though it doesn't seem like U.S. Media or news that seems to be paying attention to it. To me, that's like the most important thing going on in the world right now. Besides these ridiculous reactions by governments due to a virus that's floating around this world right now. So, that I honestly think that this virus might be just a distraction from the fact that we have this conflict happening between two of the major superpowers in the world right now. So, that's just me though. Like, we don't want to pay attention to that because, that's, China, who is supposedly a sort of enemy of the U.S., and India, who is an ally of the U.S. And, if we actually acknowledge that there's a conflict going on, then the U.S. might actually have to take a side. And, that could be, I don't know. But anyways. I hope everything's running good because I'm actually backing up this computer and about to wipe it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the thin red line. The thin red line I am referring to in my title and description or thumbnail was the equator. That's the thin red line. Let me bring up my picture real quick so we could talk about it. Oh, come on. I got to get better than that. All right, so it's just a picture. It's kind of blurry too. Apologize for that. And it's going to be a little bit bright. Can't really do anything about it, but should be all right. So doesn't need to be that big. There we go. So right here is the equator, the thin red line, right? I wish I could put this back behind so I could actually touch the picture, but I can touch it with my mouse here. So if you guys can see my mouse. So here's the equator right here. So you can see, oh, that's the other thing I wanted to see if I could find real quick. Yeah. I'm going to try to, come on now. Not really. That doesn't go. Here we go. This one looks good right here. I apologize. I should have been more prepared. I know. Okay, that works. That works. Okay. Oh, where am I? So I got lost there for a second. Oh, that's too small. We can't do that. Hold on. So this is what I want to show you. Where'd the other picture go? There it is. Hopefully I'll be able to do this. We're about to find out. So the thin red line is the equator. The reason why people have different skin colors is based off of historically. I'm talking, from the beginning of time, from the beginning of the human race, like so we have not been able to travel like we do. This has only been an occurrence for the past 100 or so years, or maybe 150, 200 years, the ability to move about. Even if you go back before sailing, we're still only talking about 400 or 500 years in the entire existence of humanity. Well, we didn't even have boats, more than maybe, what would you say, 1,000 years ago? 2,000 years ago, because they had boats, but they didn't have like sailing boats, like boats that they would be willing to take across the ocean. They had boats that they'd be willing to sail around, and stuff. So like in Jesus' time, in biblical times, they had boats like read stories of Paul being taken to Rome, from the Holy Land to Rome. That's basically where he was killed. So where he was executed. But, so you have that. Well, but that has always been the case from the beginning of the human race. We were pretty stationary in where we were at. Village, you had your village and that was it. So based off of where you were born or your ancestors going back thousands and thousands of years would determine what your skin color was. And that determination was based off of the sun. The equator is basically the line drawn by the sun where it's closest to the earth. As it rotates, it doesn't rotate perfectly circular around the sun. So it is that rotation where the sun is closest to the earth. That is what the equator is. I might be a little bit off on the astronomical science there, but so the closer to the sun you are, the darker the skin would become to protect from the sun. That's why it's really hard for Black people to get sunburns, because their skin, the melanin in their skin, the melanin is the chemical in their body that makes their skin darker. Now, as you go further on, this is all evolution. This is science. Our bodies evolved this way and as a protection. The evolution is God-given. That's God's way of protecting us from anything environmental. So no matter how the environment changes, our bodies can adapt. So the evolution actually created the darker skin, the melanin that created the darker skin that was protective of the sun. Now, as you move away from the equator, you'll see, I forgot I didn't share the screen again. As you move further away from the equator, you get lighter skinned. So if you put the shades here, let's see if I can move my little shade chart here to where you can see it. So if you think, so here's a little shade chart here. It's not, I just downloaded this shade chart. But as you move further away from the equator, the lighter your color would be. So, and then there's a protective means from that too, because melanin also has a lot of beneficial things that go on in the body, as well as being protective of the sun. Well, as you move further away from the sun's the sun, you have less need for the protection of melanin, but you do have more need of protection from other sources. Like the cold, like when you get up into the colder areas. So you have more of a propensity to retain fat and use fat, because fat actually is insulating and it keeps you warmer. And the melanin drops, your vitamin D levels go up. Vitamin D is also protective of the sun, but not as much as melanin is, because you don't need that much protection the further away you get from the equator. So as the melanin levels drop, the skin colors change to a lighter color skin. So it's just, you know, and the same thing with the hair. You know what I mean? The reason why they're hairier people in the northern places is because of the cold weather. So it's just science and evolution, which really makes it kind of ridiculous. But this is what I really want to share with you. The reason why I drew the line on this here is, if you look, you know, generally speaking, you know that up in this area here, up in Europe and stuff. So what are the most heavily populated areas in the world? Are going back thousands of years throughout history, the societies that advanced the fastest actually would populate the fastest. If you were living in villages and stuff, you didn't want to populate really fast because you could outgrow your ability to feed your family. So, but as civilization started to grow and become more populated, you know, or become more sophisticated, then they were able to feed more and they would populate faster. So if you look, this area right here near the equator, I would probably say down to probably a couple of longitudes down and a couple longitudes up. This area here is not very populated. You know what I mean? I mean, you have quite the population here in Africa, in India. You know, right here is India. So I know it's real blurry. You can't see much, but you see this area right here is not as populated. But I'm talking thousands of years ago, going back, you know, way back when. So, but if you look, all this area up here, well, I don't know about North America here, but this area up here, heavily populated. This is Europe. This would be where the Roman Empire was. You know, all this area up here, they had the Vikings up here. You know, you had this heavily populated, more advanced society as it grew. So this is why darker skinned people are more of a minority. It's only because this area up here, further away from the equator, grew faster than the areas closer to the equator. They grew at a slower rate as far like advancements, societal advancements, and you know, which one hit the Stone Age, which one hit the Industrial Age and stuff like that. So that's why the darker skinned people are a minority. And it also goes into which one advanced to the ability to travel further distances the fastest, which one reached that ability to, you know, get on a boat and go long distances the fastest, and to explore, you know, and you know, basically spread their seeds around, you know, pollinate the world. So, you know, and that's all it really is. And this is why I mean, I'm a very logical and person, you know, I love science, and this is why I've never really been able to comprehend racism. I just don't get it. You know, all human beings are from the same thing. We all come from God. You know, we were all created probably in the cradle of the earth from the beginning, which would be Africa. That's what everybody points to Africa as being the cradle of the earth. Like that's where we were born, where the human race began. I think a lot of sciences back that up. So, you know, we spread out from there, but as we spread out, you know, that's so really, I mean, you think about it, if that was the beginning and it was so hard to travel, shouldn't that be the majority? Well, and I think it really comes down to how the different societies advanced, or the civilizations advanced. You know what I mean? Because I think that's the key concept, is that, you know, you didn't want to populate your village so quickly that you could no longer feed your village, you know, so you had to really kind of, you know, maintain a certain level of so you would, you know, those villages and stuff would grow a lot slower rate, but as different technologies and stuff began to come about, you would be able to grow faster. So you learn this in college? I didn't go to college. I just kind of made this all up myself. So yeah, it's just it makes it really, to me, it makes it really silly that you would somehow think of somebody differently, because I mean, really, racism caused racism. You know, it did. I mean, think about it. For some reason, people started looking at people that were looked different than them as being different than them, and it's, you know, and then so they started treating people different than them, and as you treated people different than you, then they were like, well, I don't like you because you treated me different, so now I'm going to treat you different. And you know, I think that's just kind of how it all began. But is there cultural differences? Is there, you know, there's a ton of differences, sure, but the root of the thing is we're all human beings. You know, the cultural differences is actually what makes the human race so vibrant. You know what I mean? That those, embracing those cultural differences, and but mainly we're all the same people. I mean, we all really just want the same things. We want what's best for us, our family, our friends. We want to be happy. You know, I mean, that's just the bottom line. That's kind of everybody's goal. Yeah, is there a few people out there that, you know, are hateful and want to do harm? Absolutely. But are they somehow a majority? Absolutely not. Are they becoming even more of a minority? Absolutely yes. You know, I honestly believe that. I think that that's the next evolutionary step for society, is the elimination of racism. Will it ever be completely eliminated? Probably not. There'll probably still be some idiots out there that think for some reason that they're superior to another human based off of some structural component. I don't have no idea what that would be, but you know, it's just, it's crazy. You know, that people are going to find reasons to hate, I guess, people who have hate in their heart. But I think that's just really a small amount of people. You know, it kind of goes into all these protests and craziness that happen. Many say our country, there is no such thing as racism. It's just evil. Uh, no, I mean, racism is just really thinking that you are superior to another person based off of race. It absolutely exists. Racism evil? It's wrong. Does that make it evil? To me, evil. I would kind of agree with that. You know, because there's no positive aspect to it. There's no way you can look at this thing and say that, you know, it's only with a hardened heart. Um, if you have hatred in your heart, can you feel that kind of racism? And hatred comes from evil. I mean, that's the. I mean, that's it. Evil for me is this. That's a whole nother topic right there. You know, evil kind of for me is like the devil. It comes from the ego. It comes from, not from spirit. You know what I mean? It's not a spiritual thing. So yeah, I could kind of agree with that. School they teach evolution has given us shades of skin color from black to white, optimally adapted for us according to where we live on Earth. Where the sun is strongest, skin color has become darker. Exactly. So I like this little chart. Actually, kind of lined it up pretty well. You know what I mean? Except it probably be. I think it actually kind of gets more white right in this area here. You know what I mean? So that's why, you know, people talk about like the picture of Jesus all the time. Well, I mean, let's see, where is Israel? This is really gonna be embarrassing because it's gonna be hard for me to pick out where. So you have India here. So this is Saudi Arabia area here, Iraq. And let's see. So I'm thinking Egypt here. It's probably right here, right? You can't see the things. I should have got a better one. So, but right in this area here is the Holy Land. So was Jesus black, like black, super dark? Well, I don't know though, because if you think about it, if you look at the Aborigines in Australia, which is the Aborigines are the indigenous people of Australia, they are really dark. And you see they're like right here. So that's literally like 2 longitudes away, 3 longitudes away from the equator. So if you look 2, 3 longitudes away from the equator, we're all the way up in here. So, you know, could be. But I mean, the Aborigines could have been from Northern Australia too. So, you know, I don't know. You know, India's here. Y'all are, you know, different shades of brown. So like the same thing with Mexico. You know, you guys are on the same line with Mexico, so your skin color is about the same as Mexicans. So that cuts right across, right about that area. So I would say that that's about the same line right there. So I would say Jesus' skin color was probably close to Indian and Mexican. You know, right around that area. So he doesn't really get into the light-skinned people until you get up here into Europe, Asia. You can see, you know, China's here. So you got Japan and Korea over here, Russia and all that area. And here's the Nordic places like where the Vikings would be: Ireland, Scotland, England, and then Canada. So there's a theory that says that Native Americans were actually Asians that came across the Bering Strait down from Canada into North America. I don't know how much, because their language, the Native American languages, sounded so much like Asian languages. So it's just it was an interesting theory. So I don't know who this was for, but I just, you know, like I said, it was something that was put in my heart to share with y'all. You know, maybe one of y'all out there that are going to watch this now or something, you know, watch it now or see, you're going to watch it in the future, for some reason, is a racist and thought that there was going to be some kind of scientific evidence I was going to give you to back up your racism. Well, guess what, brother or sister? There's not. The science is actually completely against you. And you're an idiot and should probably change your ways, pray for forgiveness, and seek Jesus as your Lord and Savior. Love the world, love your neighbor. That's the bottom line. So, you know, let's move on. I don't know how much, but I just really, it's just a fascinating thing. Evolution and stuff like that is just really fascinating, you know, for me. Whether it's human evolution or scientific evolution. It's the same thing with like global warming. They talk about global warming and stuff like, oh, you know, it's going to kill us all. No, I don't think so. You know, we'll just evolve as our world has become more toxic. You know, our bodies have evolved to filter these toxins. I mean, there's science behind it. Like our body's ability to filter environmental toxins is through the roof. Like if you took somebody from 500 years ago and plopped them into today, they would die, because of how toxic our environment is, because of all the industry and stuff we built up as far as, you know, polluting of the planet and stuff. You know, I think it'll reach a certain point. You know, I believe God's in control of everything. You know, God is in control. God sees, what's my pastor calls it, super tempora. So he's outside of time. So God sees the beginning and the end. You know, so if you no matter how bad it gets, God's always in control. So I think at some point we'll reach a point in our pollution to where God will take control. Sorry, it's not Corona. Corona doesn't make you sneeze. But I do need a mop in here or something. Got some stuff floating around. Why you lie and say you are the one that made this up? Obviously, educators figured this out long ago. No, I made this up. I didn't get educated by it. That's all I was saying, drama. But nice try. Anyways, so So yeah, I think no matter how bad it gets, will eventually there'll be technology that comes out that will eliminate it and get us back on track and hopefully clean up the environment and stuff. And it will become, you know, it'll become more fiscally available. I think that's the problem right now. I think the technology is out there. There's just no money in cleaning up the environment. So, and definitely you're not going to clean up the environment by government force. By the force of law is not going to clean up the environment. The government doesn't fix things. They only screw things up more. So the environmental people who are, what are you going to do? No, man. Our society is ran by money. There's no money in cleaning up the environment right now. When there is money, when enough of us say the environment is important enough for us to put our money towards things that are more environmentally responsible, then the environment will get cleaned up. I mean, we run the world with our dollars because that's how we are an economic system. Whether you want to say that, oh no, it's all about the heart and love. No, it's about the money. It is. That's how our society functions. And you have to come to grips with that. It took me a while too, because, they say that the love of money is the root of all evil and all that stuff. And I mean, that's true too. I'm not saying you have to love money, but you have to realize that money is how society functions. So, if you want change, then you need to speak with your dollars, not with your vote. I mean, when it comes to things like that, the government's not going to fix it. The government is the number one polluter. If they were going to fix it, they would fix themselves. That's the bottom line. The federal government in the United States is the number one polluter of the United States, mainly the military. The one thing they have absolute control over. But they don't fix it. So why are you going to trust them to fix the civilian side of the environment? It's absolutely not going to work. So, you have to speak with your dollars. That's it. So yeah, it is what it is. And, maybe that's the reason that this whole talk had to come about. It's just people realize, man, that you have to speak with your dollars. That is what talks. That's where it comes from, really. Electing people to, I mean, and it's funny because you see a lot of these environmentalists that are driving these big gas guzzling SUVs or, have these humongous houses and there's like 3 people living in them. You know what I mean? The larger your house, the more it takes to cool, or to the electricity, and your carbon footprint is going to grow tremendously based off the size of your house. So why are you living in this gigantic mansion and preaching about the environment? If you think that red meat and these humongous cow farms and stuff are what's causing environmental collapse, then why are you still ordering a hamburger? Why are you still eating T-bones? You know what I mean? You got to put your money where your mouth is. You know what I mean? If the environment's important to you, put your money there. Buy stuff that's important for the body. And you think your $5 or $10 that you spend on it isn't important? It absolutely is. Because change has to start with an individual. It's like saying one vote isn't important. It absolutely is. If you vote the right way. If you vote for who you feel represents the way you want government to run. Like I've always said, instead of voting, oh my God, we have to vote for retard over here because retard over here is so much worse. That's the problem in our country, at least. I don't know how it is in your neck of the woods, but it is, man. We are a world ran by money. Will it always be that way? I don't see how it could change. I love Star Trek. One of the things I love the most about Star Trek is how they talk about how we evolved as a society away from monetary gain, that the human race works together to advance the human race itself. It took a contact with an alien species in order for us to realize that, hey, humans are what we are. We're not Americans and Russians and Indians and Chinese and whatever. We are human, and they are Vulcans and Klingons and whatever, right? Aliens, So, realizing that we weren't the only civilized planet in the universe brought us together as a human race, and it led to the elimination of money as what we use to prosper. Yeah, that's tweetable. It does, man, and it does, and it really, well, it's been preached about a long time about, you have to speak with your dollars. You know what I mean? That's really what you vote with, is with your dollars. And in a libertarian society, that is absolutely where the power is. And the thing is, and you think about this now. Think about this, is as we give more of our money to government through taxation, like we demand that the government fix the environment, right? So instead of speaking with our dollars to fix the environment, now the government's going to take our money and they're going to fix it. What do you think is more effective? The government taking our money and attempting to fix the environment, or us speaking with our dollars and choosing to buy electric vehicles, or choosing to buy smaller houses or solar panels or wind turbines for our houses or our homes or our businesses? What do you think is going to speak more quickly and more powerfully? Us using our dollars to fix the environment, or the government using our dollars to fix the environment? The answer is pretty obvious, right? And it goes across the board. And really, that's the heart of libertarianism right there, is get the government out of it and let us speak with more of our dollars. The more dollars we have, the more we can affect change. The government's not going to fix it. It's up to us. And that's the power of libertarianism, is you remove that power from government and give the power back to us through our dollars, through the elimination of all this taxes and stuff. We keep trusting government to fix things. They don't fix anything. And if you look, the more powerful the governments are, the worse the environment is, the worse all the different things that you think that they can fix are. The more foreign wars they get into, the more, the more, innocent civilians that die, the worse the poverty rate, the more the starvation rate. All the crap is worse. You keep throwing money at the government to fix. The governments, they don't have the power. It's not that they don't want to. It's they can't. That institution is not capable of doing what society is required to do. And that's the heart of libertarianism, is society is responsible for fixing poverty, for fixing the environment, for defending itself. All these different areas. We are responsible as a society. And I think now more than ever, as we have grown in wisdom, and we are more than ever capable of taking care of these things, more so than the government ever could be. Think about it. 100 years ago, we had racism and everything else was just common, but it's not anymore. It's absolutely not common anymore. It is, the common people find it abhorrent, are completely against it. That's what's common now, is to find racism and these idiot ways of thinking as being abhorrent, so why not give society, give us, the people, the power to fix these things? It's just, I think I think that's just key right there. I think that's why I do what I do. That's why I'm sitting here right now, is because I want to be part of that evolution. I want to show God that I am on his side, pushing society forward. I think libertarianism is progress. That's push. I think we need to progress into a more free and libertarian society, because I think society is more responsible now. The average person is responsible enough to make change and create change. And since the dollar is what creates change, what makes change, what fixes things in the world, we need to have more of it. We need to keep more of our money so we can affect change with every dollar we spend, instead of giving it to government for them to waste it. Because that's what they do. They waste it. Billions and billions and trillions of dollars now. The amount of zeros the government throws around like nothing. I was involved with a state level debate what was it? Thursday, 2 days ago, and so it was a business person from here in El Paso. She's just a business person, and then there was this congressman who's running for Senate, state congressman who's running for state Senate, and so they were debating each other. And man, he's throwing out just all these numbers when they start talking billions of dollars here and millions of dollars here. And we're talking about a state economy, and he's throwing around billions of dollars. Just the state of Texas. You know what I mean? So the federal government is like trillions of dollars now. It's just an insane amount of money. It's just an insane amount of money. If all that money was back into the hands where they're taking it from, then it could be used more responsibly. The will of the people could move forward. You know, and the thing is we're more prepared for that than ever. As people, I feel, are more responsible, more caring, more loving. You know, every time there's a hurricane, millions of dollars get donated just from random citizens speaking with their dollars, saying, hey, that's important to me to help you. You know, we need more citizens. Oh, you're very passionate during you and involves debate podcast. Thanks, man. Yeah, it just, you know, and it's funny, after I thought about it, I was like, man, I don't know why. I was not surprised. I was not shocked. But it, you know, just a lot of that stuff just bugs me, because I know what people are seeing and what people are thinking. They're getting their confirmations. You know what I mean? They're getting their that's all that thing was a bunch of confirmations. You know, all the leftists were confirmed by whatever Biden was saying. All the right people were confirmed by, I can't say rightists. Yeah, leftists and rightists. But, you know, all the conservatives and stuff were all confirmed by what Trump was saying. But, you know, and it just, to me, it just irritated me, because it was a waste of time. Just wasted time. I posted a thing on Twitter and Facebook. It was if Jo Jorgensen was in the debate, like, she gives some answers to some of the questions and stuff. It's pretty cool. So check it out on Twitter. At Dave Libertarian on Twitter. I don't know how to. I guess I should probably put like a little banner thing that has all my stuff on here. And if I do forget, I will be on Twitch at noon Mountain Time, which is, it's 7:39 now. So 4.5 hours from now, I will be on Twitch, probably streaming either Modern Warfare or Dual Universe. So it'll be brief too. What up, Mr. Devolvey? We need more citizens in India to share that passion for change. And I think if you get government out of it, see, if government is responsible for it, then people won't. They won't. Hey, government's responsible for it. I don't have to care. You know, they take my tax money. They should fix it. You know, but as you get government out of it and you force that responsibility on the citizens, then you're more likely to see that change in the citizens too. So, you know, government is really the hindrance to change. There's no way a government can force change within a society. It's just, it can't. It's not capable of doing it. It's not that they don't want to. It's just, you can't by force of law. I mean, it's just not how humans are. You can't force me to love somebody. You know, you can't. You know, Twitch is a streaming thing for gamers, but it goes into a lot of stuff now. I usually stream with the politics tab now. So I've been getting some really interesting conversations. Go to, here, let me see if I can get my Twitch thing to come up real quick. It's just twitch.tv. Really? It's probably not going to let me. But anyways, I could probably.
If you were new here.
Sorry about that. For me, it's Libertarian _ Dave. Wow, it came up. That's me right there. 27 followers. Look at me. Getting big time. There it is. So, oops, messed that up. There you go. I seen you lost in your own plan. I was like, man, y'all suck. Evolve even got more votes than me. I'm like, y'all are mean, man. I didn't see how many actually voted in it, but Trump had like 78% or something. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I got a lot of Trumpsters following me now. It's crazy because most of my followers are all libertarians. So I'm like, really, guys? Y'all couldn't throw a bone my way, It was just funny. Yeah, let's show that one. I didn't see the final count on it either. Oh, geez. Oh, I got a Marine Corps recruiting advertisement on my Twitter. That's interesting. Oh, excuse me. What is this? I'm still not Twitter proficient. Sorry, guys. Where's my poll? Man, I'm actually tweeting quite a bit. Yeah. Trump won with 75%. Biden had 7.3%. The Evolve had 14.6%. I could show this. Why I'm sitting here hiding it from you guys. I'm not ashamed. I'm not embarrassed. It just shows that y'all think you're funny. You're not funny. I don't think it's funny at all. Where am I at? Yeah, y'all think you're cute. 2.4%. What I get, like 3 votes? Oh, 41 votes total. So what, like one person vote for me? It don't say the division, but I'm guessing that's probably 1 vote. So it's probably Debbie and Kate is probably the only one that voted for me, or my wife, And my wife probably voted for Evolve too, just to be a smart aleck. Who retweeted it? Probably Evolve, huh? Yep. See, that's why. Because we know all of Evolve's people are all Trumpsters. So he retweeted it. All Evolve people came over and voted him and for Trump. Think y'all are funny. Oh, I did want to share this with you. Trump and Melania got diagnosed with COVID-19. So I hope that it's honestly, I hope that I hope it's really he's up there. He's not young. She's pretty young. She's like I want to say she's 60, but I'm not sure. She's right around there. He's 76, I think, or somewhere around there. So he's not all that young, but he seems fairly healthy. So I hope he's all right. I hope it's a quick recovery. he's going to get the best medical care that they have available. So, but I mean, it's a virus and it can hit you hard. So depending on how well you've taken care of yourself and your immune system and stuff, like I said, I hope that both of them full recovery. I hope everybody that gets this thing gets a full recovery and stuff. I don't pray for, bad things on anybody. So, but I didn't want to share, all the stuff that's going on like that. I mean, I seen a video of a guy that, some reporter, he was saying all this stuff, and then, yeah, because Evolve hates to lose. That's why he retweeted for votes. He hates to lose. So I tweeted this out yesterday. Spike Cohen he tweeted out, he wished for a quick and full recovery, and I just thought that was really classic. I mean, he didn't have to say anything, but he comes out and wishes for a quick and speedy recovery and stuff, and and I agree 100%. I hope the president does recover. I think it really sucks for him that on the home stretch, it was like I was telling my wife, this is 30 days out from election. This is like the marathon, man. This is the home stretch. This is time to sprint it out to the finish. We got to go full speed ahead to the finish line to finish this thing, to get as many votes as we can for Libertarian candidates, to try to spread the message of liberty. Because after November 3rd, boom, everybody's just going to shut off politics. You know what I mean? And it's just a shame that this would hit him, or he's got to go into quarantine now, and he's got to take all these precautions and stuff, and take care of himself during the home stretch when he should be sprinting it out, fighting for his reelection and stuff. And now he's got to, now he's got this handicap. I think it really sucks. What do you think about people making jokes about Trump having COVID? I think it's disrespectful, it's inhuman, and it's not right. I wouldn't do that to any. I mean, I'm not a fan of Trump anyways. Most of you know that. I'm not a fan of either one, either the Democrats or the Republicans. But as human beings, I call them all brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? So I don't wish ill will on anybody. And I think anybody that is making jokes about this and stuff, you just think about the people that have died, like everybody likes to throw in your face, we'll tell that to a family member that's died, that somebody who's had a family member that's died of COVID, here you are making fun of somebody that's gotten it. And, but you'll go yelling and screaming at somebody, people, with family members have died of COVID and stuff. Yeah, well, you seem to be okay with it as long as it's somebody you consider as an enemy. It's ridiculous. Did Evolve make fun of Trump and Melania getting COVID-19? Yeah, I absolutely think it's inhuman and disrespectful, even if he did it. But he's still going to church with me tomorrow, so it is what it is. I don't follow a lot of what Evolve talks about because he doesn't talk about politics so much as he talks about just, entertainment stuff. So. Oh, yeah. Well, he's more making fun of how Trump talks, not really making fun of the fact that he got COVID, but how Trump talks and stuff. Like he was saying, he's like, when Trump beats COVID-19, and he's going to be like, it was the most devastating defeat COVID-19 has ever seen, but that's not really making fun of, joking about him having, getting COVID-19 or stuff, more or less just making fun of just a standard Trump joke. It's not that he's got COVID-19. We can't make jokes about Trump anymore. It's just that, I don't think it's funny or, a good thing. That's not really, I'm not even saying about making jokes about it. It's more or less, that people going around acting like it's a good thing. You know what I mean? Like celebrating that Trump has COVID-19 or that Trump or his family has COVID-19. I don't think that's something that should be celebrated, but there are a lot of people out there celebrating, like I mean, if your hatred goes to the point that you're wishing ill will on somebody through a virus or death, you really need to do some soul searching, man. You have issues. You have, especially if it's political. It's not somebody you know personally. I could almost understand that level of hatred if they did something to your children or, your family or something, or your personally, but a political figure, you got that level of hatred for a political figure, man, you probably need to get out of politics. Am I going to try to condemn him or address this up? Let's see how long we can keep drama talking again. Let's see, how can we stir this pot again? Oh, you know what? Let's send Evolve an invite. I didn't invite him this morning, so I didn't figure he's hurt. I'm not going to bother him. Yeah, he's got an injury, so I'm not going to bother him. So, but yeah, so that makes sense, right? I don't think it's something to celebrate, but it's pretty funny though. Hopefully he does beat this thing, and hopefully he beats it quick. Hopefully he finds some way to keep his campaign going, and I'm hoping that they choose to. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. But it's not at all, making fun of the fact that he's got COVID-19, or wishing ill will on him. That's my thing. I think it's inhuman and disrespectful to wish ill will on somebody, or to celebrate the fact that they got some disease or anything like that. So, just making fun of how our president speaks and stuff is funny. And I think it was him that was like, it was the most devastating defeat that COVID-19 has ever seen. So I think Evolve's the one who said that. It's probably true. But I mean, that's actually already celebrating his victory if you really look at it, that, he's going to beat this thing and he'll be all right. So, and I hope he is, and I hope he beats it in time to get back into this election cycle. You know what I mean? So hopefully it doesn't hinder the presidential debate. I'm expecting he might have to do it through Zoom or, through, well, it won't be Zoom. What am I thinking? He's the president. He might be able to do it remote, which might be better, but the CNN's running the debate, so he might just bail on it completely. So, CNN, Fox News hosted the last debate. CNN's hosting the next one. So, yeah, he is, man. I think we beat him down pretty bad the last time. So, see this right here. This guy right here says he is getting exactly what he deserves. That's what I'm talking about. That's disrespectful. That's inhuman. You don't. Yeah, see all this stuff, man. Oh, I got a notification. There you go. Texas for Jorgensen. This is they're doing a lot of stuff on Instagram, and I don't have Instagram, so. He's trying to find something to hate. It's weird. Americans do that publicly all the time. I know. I don't get it. And I found it really interesting that I think it was Yukla Hoopla was saying that India didn't, our little charade that me and Evolve did about the media thing, and that Yukla Hoopla was saying that India didn't buy it at all. I thought that was pretty interesting. The different mentality, the different way of thinking. We're so I think that's what it is. I don't know how media is in India, but I mean, we're so media driven here. It's like we constantly need to be entertained. You know what I mean? And if it's not entertaining, then it's like, oh, we constantly need attention. Like people. And I see that with Evolve sometimes too. He doesn't feel you can see his energy level go up the more people that are watching, stuff like that. And for me, it doesn't matter. I'll sit here and talk. I mean, I'll talk longer if y'all are talking to me, but I'll sit here and talk to myself. It's going to be a short podcast. It'd be done like 30 minutes like it was before. If I'm just talking to myself, then it'd be done in 30 minutes. But it's just, I don't know. I think that's ego. It just comes down to ego. And I think ego and the spirit are two separate things, and I think, ego can't live where the spirit is living, and the spirit can't live where ego is living, and they battling constantly within our psyches. And, and I think ego is what drives you to be entertained. You know what I mean? Ego is what drives you to find drama and in everything. The spirit is what drives you to be enlightened. So you could say that enlightenment is the opposite of drama. When you're seeking enlightenment, you're not seeking entertainment. You're not seeking drama and stuff like that. You're seeking a higher level for yourself. You're seeking a higher spiritual existence rather than a higher ego-driven existence. So I just, that's where I feel that all evil comes from, is from the ego. And the ego is, the selfish part of us that lives within this body, that identifies with the body. The body, the physical aspects, and what happens. Like, we connect with what's happening physically in the world rather than what's happening spiritually within the world. If you connect more spiritually, then you've reached a higher plane. So, and I think as we evolve as a society, I think we're actually evolving in a more spiritual direction. So, like the same thing, going back to what the beginning of this was about racism and the science behind racism and evolution, how it's caused the changes and everything. I think, all that stuff, like racism, obviously that's an ego-driven thing. Evil itself is an ego-driven thing. So, and I think we're literally evolving into a more spiritual direction, getting out of ego and seeking a higher purpose for ourselves as a human society. Then that, of course, that doesn't apply everywhere or every person, but I think a majority. And Wayne Dyer was talking about there's a number out there that if enough people with this, when you reach this certain number of spiritual beings, it's like 100 million or 400 million or something, that, when this many spiritual beings start thinking the same way, that it moves us as a species spiritually in that direction. Like, if like enough people started thinking that slavery was wrong, you know what I mean? So, and it reached a level, it's probably more of a percentage, but it reached a level within our society, millions of people. Once you reach this level, then the entire shift takes place spiritually for the human race, and we move on. I think it's more of the burden of failure or not enough. When I get more people in my mass, I feel this burden on my shoulder to do more and be better because I'm accountable for more. That's what I see. That's a good point, Brunos. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I guess you feel like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, because I've never had the largest I've ever had in my stream was when you brought your mass to my stream one Saturday morning, and I was up to like 1,500 or something. I was like, wow, I didn't really feel any different, maybe it's just me, but I just went on with my normal self. I guess because I don't feel like I'm talking, I don't feel like I'm talking to people. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm just talking to the universe. I'm just putting this out there in the atmosphere. Of course, I'm talking to you all. I see your chats and stuff, and but as far as like specifically to people, it's not really my purpose. So, and evolve, not so much ego, but almost the need to do more and better because he believes numbers must mean people need this. I see that. Yeah. Yeah, and he's also on a different purpose. I think he's trying to shift his purpose for his channel and his media. You know how he comes across. He wants to have um, he wants to have more substance to what he's saying and doing. You know, and I think he's got that from from partnering with me doing my podcast and the stuff that I do in the community and stuff. I think you know he wants to have more substance. You know, he just doesn't want to talk about Eminem and Large Jamar and stuff. You know, he wants, although it's entertaining, but I think he wants to use that platform to still, he wants to try to create change. He is a very change driven person as far as moving things in a positive direction and change within society and stuff. I mean, he has a nonprofit for youth. I mean, he's trying to educate and help people at very young ages. You know what I mean? Because he has a personal knowledge of the importance of these things in children's lives to make them better people later on. Because it was him. You know, that was him. You know, he knows what helped him and his brothers and stuff become more successful in life, and he wants to encourage others in the same way. And I'm sure growing up where he grew up, he saw the opposite happen to a lot of people around him, you know, that didn't have these things within their life. So, you know, he's really driven by that, and I don't think he sees you know the entertainment aspect of what he's doing as creating that change, but he wants to use that platform to try to help. You know, that's why he does It's Elementary. You know, I think that's probably It's Elementary is probably the most passionate YouTube channel and content that Evolve has. If you haven't looked at It's Elementary, then you need to go check it out. If you want to see Evolve at his best, most encouraging and uplifting and motivated, then, and I see it because I've watched some of his hip hop stuff that he does, and I watch his It's Elementary, and it's like black and white. I mean the amount of energy and stuff that he has when he's doing the It's Elementary stuff is just off the chart. I mean, he's great doing his hip hop stuff, but I'm telling you, that's his purpose driven. You know what I mean? That's reaching that spiritual. So you look at his hip hop stuff, that's ego driven. You know, that's entertainment. You know, stuff like that. It brings in the views and it gets people talking and stuff. But the It's Elementary stuff, that's his purpose driven stuff. That's his spiritual, his enlightenment. I mean, that's where his heart is, and you can see it in the videos. Now, are people flocking to it? No, but I mean, that's the nature of spirit. Most people are perfectly happy wallowing around in their ego-driven selves and aren't seeking that level of enlightenment. But when enough of us are, we just move society forward one step at a time. So, Michelle, I've been watching Evolve more because he has topics every now and then that I'm interested in. Yeah, It's Elementary. I know. I love it. Yeah, I wish he would do more of it. I try. I try. I was he we were watching something on the TV, I think, last Sunday. Yeah, because he's been AWOL since Sunday with his busted foot or whatever he's got. I think it's a calf muscle. Um, but we watched the video, and then It's Elementary. I was like, "Oh, is this a new It's Elementary?" Because I walked in the room. He's like, "No." I was like, "Whatever." But yeah, It's Elementary stuff. It's great. He should do more. He's got to keep it up. He actually was talking. I don't know. I'll talk to him about it tomorrow. What he was talking about, like merging all of his channels into one. Like he wanted to start bringing them all together. You know, and then he's, you know, because it's an election cycle, he's getting into politics and stuff too. But we'll see if he keeps that up after. I plan on keeping it up after. I'm still going to talk politics and stuff. I don't have, you know, I'm kind of shocked I've been able to keep this up for 9 months. You know, I guess the media and news and stuff just constantly gives us stuff to talk about. But I'll continue to push for liberty and libertarian stuff. I'm sure I'll have to get into other things after the election because it will become less popular, but Yeah, that's what I'm saying is, but that's really his purpose driven channel. He puts a lot into it, but no one is watching. He does have quite a few people watching though. So I think he's trying to find this balance between being entertaining, uh, being entertaining and popular, and being purpose driven and inspiring. You know what I mean? So, I threw in the towel on being entertaining and popular. I'm fine with being inspiring to my few people that may be watching. So, I'm okay with that. So, and I really, some of my videos have done really well and stuff. The ones that were more entertaining, that's the great place is when you can get like videos that are inspiring and entertaining. Then you've hit the jackpot. And that drives it home. So yeah, he does get 1,000 to 3,000 views, but you can tell he wants more of what he do. Yeah, if he wants It's Elementary to be as popular as the Evolve, and it's just not going to happen. More people are drawn to entertainment because more people are trying to escape reality with their media. You know what I mean? Most people don't want to have to come face to face with reality every time they turn on the TV or turn on their computers and stuff. So, or with something educational or enlightening, they want to be entertained. So, yeah, it is what it is. But I know it sounds like I contradicted myself. As I talk about how people are ego driven, that's why they watch more of his hip hop channel than his thing. But then again, just a few minutes ago, I was talking about how we're becoming more spiritual and stuff. I guess we're just not there yet. You know what I mean? But I think the entertainment industry and politics and the government is actually what's holding us back from being more spiritual. I mean, literally, just shut off your TVs and shut off your music every once in a while and just sit quietly. I won't even call it meditation because people think that's some kind of weirdness thing. But just shut it all down and sit quietly to yourself and try not to think and see how inspired you get. Just try to shut your mind off. And then every time your mind starts to butt in, then just say, hey, look, there's my mind trying to butt in. Oh, how I love my mind. Now quiet down again. You know what I mean? That's why, like, embrace it. Thank you so much for still being there. Thoughts. Now go away. Then try to quiet your mind again. So, oh. Layla, why are you yelling? Why are you yelling at everybody? Have you all not seen his video? It's getting bad. What's getting bad? He sent me a picture of an MRI machine he's building. That was the last thing I heard from him. That was yesterday, I think. What's getting bad? Oh, what is going on with my? Okay, we still cooking. I'm backing up this computer as we speak, so I'm really kind of glad it's ran as well as it has. I think you all knows what he is doing, and he is well protected. What is he doing? What are y'all talking about? I got to go look at his page now. Y'all gonna make me go look at his page? Oh, Trump is at Walter Reed right now for COVID-19 treatment. Hey, Lady Shar's got some. Her thumbnails are up in her thumbnail game. That's good stuff. She's a Lady Shar is another. I think she's another hip hop reactionist. Where is Evolve stuff at? Why am I not seeing Evolve? I can usually spot his there. Mariah rewrites history. That's what I got. Yeah, that's the last one I got. Oh no, that's 20 hours ago. Benzino releases new Eminem diss track. Benzino releases new music. Am I missing something? He needs to change his thing up here. Benzino said he's going to hurt him. Snap his. Gonna hurt who? Evolve? MGK drunk face review. Benzino album fight update. Oh, that was a 45-minute. Did he go live with this one? Yeah, he streamed it. Oh, wow. So he went live. Oh, really? Sending Evolve hate messages? He ain't coming to Texas. I tell you that right. He can stay nice and cozy in LA, which is where he's probably at, or New York where they can't have guns. But he ain't coming to Texas with that. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He ain't coming to Texas and messing with no Texan like that. He's not my neighborhood. And Evolve lives like maybe 2 miles away. See, I when I was running in that direction. He's about 2 miles away. Lives about 2 miles away from me. So basically the same neighborhood. Benzino been trying to. Well, they've been bickering. I mean, so why do you want to fight Evolve? Really? Benzino old too, isn't he? Isn't he that guy that had like the? No, maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Was he the guy that had like the old '80s rapper or something? He was in like, or am I thinking of Lord Jamar or whatever? That was in like he was like the weakest link in some barely known rap band. We can't call them boy bands because they're rappers, right? Like NWA, we can't call them a boy band because they were rappers, but they were kind of a boy band, weren't they? Oh, I'm gonna get some hate now. I'm gonna get some hate. Did you just put NWA and NSYNC together? Evolve did a bad reaction to Benzino's new song. He's a reaction guy. That's what he does. And if you reacted to his reaction, then man, you just put him on the next level. He should be thanking Benzino. Thank you for reacting. Maybe that's what he needs to do. Maybe Evolve needs to diss Eminem, and maybe Eminem will actually contact him. He might not like what he gets, but get some hate from his hero, right? Oh, Evolve's reaction video got more than. See, that's ego right there. That's ego. That's why Benzino got mad, because his ego got damaged, right? See, if he was a spiritual person, then he would have congratulated Evolve. You know what I mean? That's what a spiritual person does is feels good when good things happen to people. Now, hey, congratulations on getting so many views for your bad reaction to my song. You know, I'm happy for you. That's the spiritual thing to do. Not I'm gonna snap his whatever. Layla never finished her sentence. So. Oh, I can't wait to talk about this with them tomorrow. I might actually have to watch this video now. Huh. It's interesting. Let me see. Which one was the reaction? Was it the Benzino releases new music? Got 8.3. Wow, this one. Oh, that's 9 months ago. Okay, so it must be this 8,300 views from 2 days ago. We got more views than his song. But I mean, he's still promoting. You know what I mean? Now, even if Evolve is dissing somebody's song, he's still promoting them because he's still talking about them. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He's still. Yeah, well. You know, but like I said, it's still promoting. If your music is good, then you won't be mad about a bad reaction. You think Eminem gets mad when Lar Jamar bashes one of his songs? He's probably like, "No, cool, man. Appreciate you advertising." You know what I mean? If you're confident in your work and you're proud of what product that you've produced, then you won't care what kind of, the more people that hear it, the better, as far as you should be concerned. Like the same way I feel about Drama making a video. I kind of was, I wasn't exactly happy that India got it taken down, but because anytime your product gets put, if you're proud of your product, then anytime it gets put out, you're going to be happy, even if it's negative or positive. If people take you out of context and start bashing you like that, but no, like music especially, if it's music, if you're not happy with how people feel about your music, then you should make better music. Not be mad because they're giving their opinion about it and it's not what you think they should give. It's do a better job. Do better song. And plus, that's what he does. He reacts to music. So, but even if Benzino had did an off the chart good song, Evolve still probably would not have given him props. You know that as well as I do, because they don't like each other. Same thing. Like, he ever going to give Lar Jamar props for anything? Probably not. So, it's interesting though, because he would, if Eminem put out some garbage, he probably would call him on it and say it was garbage. I doubt if he would say anything good about some good music from some of the rappers he doesn't like. But it was the best reaction. Evolve was a pro. He put it how he put it together. He wasn't hateful, but yet he was hating. Right? I know he does it pretty well. That's funny. I don't want to. Said Benzino did a whole video naked. You must watch it. No, I must not watch it. I have absolutely, that is not something I want to see or hear. Why would you say that? Why would you ask me to do that? I don't want to. You can't make me. Don't be trying to get government to create some law to try to force me to watch naked Benzino video. I don't want to. I don't like his music, and No desire to see him naked. What's this thing doing? Crazy. Anyway, I got to get going now. Family about to take off, and I got to say bye. They're going to grandma's as usual on Saturday. Like I said, I will be on 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 3 hours or so. I'll be on Twitch streaming something for a little while, and then I have a event I'm going to tonight. So I wonder if Trump is going to get hydrochloroquine. I wonder if he's going to take hydrochloroquine. Hey, Bruno, appreciate it, man. You have a good day too. Oh, my scripture. I did have a scripture. Oh, not really a scripture, but I just want to talk about. So one of the interactions. You have a libertarian event tonight. You should stream it. It's not libertarian, so it's just a friend of mine who's running for office. She's not a libertarian, but she invited, so I'm gonna go support her. She's anti-establishment though, so she's very libertarian leaning. I'll put it that way. Very libertarian leaning. So I'm gonna go support her. And she invited me and the wife, so we're gonna go. So my scripture, I really wanted to, if I do have libertarian events, I want to do, I'm going to do these sign events around El Paso where I'm going to post like a little, I'm just going to bounce around different locations in El Paso. I did it a few days ago, I think on Monday. So I plan on doing that, like probably tomorrow. I'm gonna give people more of a notice so that they can meet me different places. So, and I'm just gonna put 2 or 3 places throughout El Paso where I'm gonna go with Joe Jorgensen signs and bumper stickers and give them away. And hopefully I'll start bouncing around. What I want to do is I want to interview El Pasoans. If they come up and want to sign, then I'm going to ask them if they want to do like a quick interview and just tell me why you want a Joe Jorgensen sign, why you're going to vote for Joe Jorgensen, and I want to stream that and then post it up on Twitter and stuff like that too. So I think it'd be great. Yeah, I'm supporting a non-libertarian. There's no libertarian running for that seat, so. I honestly, I'm going to do a stream where I'm going to go. No, I'm not endorsing them. I can't endorse people. Well, I could personally, but as the county chair of the Libertarian Party of El Paso, I'm not going to endorse anybody that's not a libertarian. So, but what I'm planning on doing is going through ballots. And if you'd like me to go through your ballot, you're going to have to send it to me ahead of time. And I'll go through your ballot and I'll look at each candidate and tell you who is the more libertarian candidate. So I plan on going through my ballot, my sample ballot, and going name by name, race by race, and saying who is the most libertarian. And if it's uncontested, whether that person is a libertarian or not, or is libertarian leaning, what kind of principles they have that's libertarian. So that's the thing. I'm going to vote. Even if you don't carry that libertarian tag, I'm not a straight party line voter. If there's a libertarian that doesn't have libertarian principles and there is a Republican or Democrat that has more libertarian principles, then I'll absolutely vote for whoever has the most libertarian principles. The likelihood of that happening is very, very, very minute. I don't think it ever happens. But if you're running as a libertarian, you're going to be more principled than the Democrat or Republican. But there's a lot of races that don't have libertarians running in them. So I want to educate the public on what candidates are more libertarian, or if neither one of them is libertarian at all, if they're both establishment. If they're both establishment, very non-libertarian, then I won't vote for either one of them. You're not going to get my thumbs up. I'm not voting the lesser of two evils ever. You know what I mean? If you have some libertarian principles, I'll vote for you. If you are absolutely headed in the wrong direction, then you're not going to get a vote from me. I'll pass. So, what if Benzino comes? He's not coming. I don't think you have to worry about that. I think, well, Evolve is injured right now, but he's got he's got backup. Benzino better bring a lot. Evolve isn't alone. We'll just say that he's got family and friends here that got his back, so you don't worry about that. Benzino's 70? Really? Man, come on, Layla. You know Evolve better than that. Just give him some credit, man. Anyways, so the scripture, but like I said, hey, Layla, if you want me to go through your ballot, I don't know where you're at. I know he taught in Maryland or somewhere, but I don't know where you're at. But if you want me to go through your ballot and help you out, I know Brunel's and I think Thomas Manor and y'all are in India, so I mean I can look at your candidates too if you want. If you send me some names, and I'll talk about it on Saturday stream, man. If you send me some names of some politicians and you want me to check them out and look at their philosophies and stuff, and I can do that even for India politics. I don't mind at all. I mean, I don't consider myself I'm an international stream. I'm an international libertarian. Hey, Bruno's, I'm wondering when you're going to start the Libertarian Party of India, so I can add y'all to the alliance of the International Alliance of Libertarian Parties. So I'm waiting for it. Hey, Irish pot. He comes in and just says, "Hi, drama." That's funny. I saw your comments too. I did see all your comments. I'm sorry I didn't respond to them. I didn't really have much to say, so. But shut up, dude. Y'all keep distracting me. Oh man, that's funny. Hey, can we all just get along, man? I just need to forgive and move on. What are you going to report him for? Anyways, I want to talk about so in the Gospels, you don't see I talked about how Christ talked about tax collectors in the when he said, don't even the tax collectors do that. I talked about that in a previous scripture, because there's not a lot of places where Christ comes into contact or talks about government. You know what I mean? And in biblical times, government was the Roman government. So the most significant time spent in the Gospels regarding Christ's interaction with government is when he was with Pontius Pilate, just prior to the crucifixion. And I always, it's not, I joke, but I joke, but it's not really a joke. I honestly think that Christ converted Pontius Pilate. And one particular part that gets me in the exchange between Christ and Pontius Pilate was when Pontius Pilate, I think just so I can quote it good. It's in I'm looking at it in, well, you can look at this part. I'm looking at it in John. So this is John 18. Oh, let's see. Nope. No, wow. I thought I had it. A couple of places. So the one that makes me think that he converted Pontius Pilate was when he says, "Don't you see I have the authority to release you and the authority to crucify you?" And Jesus answered him. This is in John 19 and 11. Jesus answered you, "You would have no authority over me at all unless it had been given you from above. Therefore, he who delivered me over to you has the greater sin." So he told Pontius Pilate who is a Roman governor, you have no power except for that which is given to you from above. And if you don't know, Romans were very ego-driven people as well. So, he called out Pontius Pilate's power. Like, you have no power. And for a Jew to tell a Roman governor that you have no power would have been instant death. I mean, you're going to insult a Roman governor like that. But instead, Pontius Pilate once again comes out and says, I find no guilt in him. You know what I mean? It's wild, man. And then but prior to that, what was the other one I want to talk about? The same when he talks about everybody knows when Jesus says when he asked Jesus, are you a king? And he said, well, are you asking me? I mean, just the way that he talks to Pontius Pilate. He said, are you the king of the Jews? This is in 1833. Are you the king of the Jews? And Jesus says, do you say this of your own accord, or do you say this, or did others say it to you about me? And then Pilate answered, am I a Jew? Your own nation and chief priests have delivered you over to me. What have you done? And then Jesus answered, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, my servants would have been fighting, that I might not be delivered over to the Jews. But my kingdom is not from the world. Then Pilate said to him, so you are a king? Jesus answered, you say that I am a king. For this purpose I was born, for this purpose I have come into the world, to bear witness to the truth. Everyone who is of the truth listens to my voice. Pilate said to him, what is truth? That is you can look at that scripture any number of ways, but the Roman governor was asking Christ, what is truth? Asking for Christ's counsel, what is truth? So who had the authority? Christ or Pilate? Jesus was going to be crucified no matter what. Jesus knew that. So, but Pilate, to me, it was Pilate seeking Christ's counsel, the governor, the leader of that territory, the government, seeking Christ's counsel. What's truth? So it's just really significant in mind. Oh, God, what are y'all talking about? Similarly, illegal using the takedown system to take down free content that I worked 3 hours on. Take this channel. I'm reporting all of you. It's all right, man. I mean, drama. You're playing the game, dude. I mean, don't get mad when it backfires on you. You know what I mean? If you're gonna play this game where you're gonna troll a site, and try to instigate people and create drama, don't get mad when it backfires on you. You know what I mean? Don't get upset about it. I mean, if you want to report everybody, then go ahead, dude. But I'm just saying it is. I mean, don't let. I mean, you are constantly trying to get people. You're trying to jab people and get at people and get an emotional reaction from them. And here they're just posting a bunch of sunglass emojis and you're letting them get to you. I mean, don't fall for your own tactics. You know what I mean? I mean, they're just trying to get an emotional rise out of you and you're letting them. They're trolling you, dude. I mean, don't let them do it. Don't let them get you upset. I'm just saying, they're doing the same thing to you that you did to them. They're basically giving you a taste of your own medicine, and you're getting all butthurt about it. You know what I mean? Fight back. Don't just whatever you're doing. I don't know what you're doing, but it's kind of sad. So I mean, it's like I said, just a bunch of emojis. Why can't you just upload that video again? I mean, if you want to, you should just be able to upload it again. I'm pretty sure Irish Pot's not going to care. He's probably not going to, I'm pretty sure India is not going to report you again or take down the video again. Yeah, I know. I don't think, well, they never admitted to it, but he just said that it wasn't me and Evolve. But, if they were the ones that took your video down, like I said, upload it again. Can't you do that? I don't know. I've never had a video taken down. So, but can't you just upload the video again? They are trolling, though. I mean, every single one of you is now trolling my page because trolling is basically off-topic conversation to try to get an emotional reaction. So that's what trolling is. So, I don't know. I don't know. Why are you getting mad at me, though? I didn't do anything. I'm just saying I wouldn't play their game if I was you. Tell them to stop. Stop sending sunglass emojis. Tell them to stop what? Taking your video down? Stop taking this video down. I don't know. Why I already promoted your video. Even earlier I said that, even if it's negative promotion, it's still promotion. You know what I mean? It's like the 100 retweets that somebody got on Twitter for that whole thing also. You know what I mean? That didn't upset me either. But if somebody else gets upset for me because they think that the way you're treating me is unfair, I'm not going to get mad at that either. I appreciate when people got my back. Even if I'm not defending myself, I appreciate it if somebody else defends me. That means they care about me. Why am I going to get upset about that? You know what I mean? You did a video that was something that people didn't like. And so they had it taken down. I mean, create a video that's positive. I bet you they don't take that down. But I mean, you come after me and Evolve all the time, and we have people who like our content and like what we do and like what we talk about. They even liked that we tricked them the other day. And you continue the bashing of character attacks and stuff on me and Evolve and the constant bashing and stuff, and then you want to get upset when the people who like us, our friends, people who appreciate our content, come after you about it. You know what I mean? Me and Evolve don't do nothing. I mean, we don't block. I've deleted some comments because they were inappropriate. But, for the most part, we let all the comments go, negative and positive. He does the same thing on his side. I've seen lots of negative comments on Evolve's pages too. And, but, it's not us. Hey, appreciate it, Bruno's. Yeah, it worked out a lot better than I thought it would. I mean, I was actually surprised, and it gave me a lot to think about. So I hope it gave y'all a lot to think about too. I actually did not think I was going to be okay with that, but I am okay with it. I think it did really well, and it was a really, really strong and powerful lesson learned. So, yeah, and sorry to say, but drama was a key to it. You know what I mean? He was one of the key ingredients of that whole lesson being learned. But hate is not going to hate and your ego-driven attacks and nonsense is not going to be beneficial for you. You're not going to get benefit from it. I mean, people are going to rally around inspiration and positive messages. So, I mean, you should really get used to. I know, I did. I don't have a copy of it. Evolve doesn't have a copy of it. So if he actually got a copy of it, then yeah, it would be a constant reminder for me of of how God works and how God moves you in the right directions. You know what I mean? Even through the worst experiences, you know how he can create something beautiful from the ugliest of times. It's but it is what it is. I got it all up here. I remember, and I'll never forget. So, but anyways, I got to get going, guys. Appreciate y'all the time. Thanks for coming, Brunos. Love y'all, Layla, Drama. Appreciate you coming in, man. I hope everything works out for you. I hope they quit trolling you, and you can get back to trolling me. Whitney's Heroes, Michelle, Eucla, Hoopla. Welcome back, man. You didn't talk a whole lot this time. Phil Still, Thomas Manor. Who else we got? Luck of the Irish Pot. Come in here and stirring that Irish pot this morning. Nice job, Luck of the Irish Pot, doing your thing. Layla, I think I already said that. I got the rock way back earlier this morning. Phil Still. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for the comments and the banter. It's been a good time. Appreciate it. I love y'all. God bless y'all. Love your neighbor, even if it is China. KIP. Drama. Keep it positive. Peace.